Hey, what's up, Rick? This is a quick demo video for you for your 89 Sabers Ventress. This is a Saber that I did for you a while back, but I had done it with a Proffie V2. You had asked if I could swap out the board on that particular chassis. I wasn't comfortable with that because I did have to glue it down. I'll show you the chassis, although you already know what it looks like, and we'll talk about why. All right, so to get the chassis out, we just want to take off the pommel. We've upgraded it now to a Proffie V3. I like to come in here with my thumb and give it a slight push until you see the chassis. Push it a little further, and then you can pull it right out. It is a little bit of a tight fit. As before, this is a brand new chassis, although it's identical to the last one that I did with the V2. So this was my design, but you did the crystal chamber, which I thought was really cool. You did the same thing on the other one, and I always thought that was really cool. So you added those two metal greeblies on the top and the bottom, and then that crystal in there. All right. So the crystal is on a separate data line. You provided all of your sound fonts, and you also provided a config file. So I loaded the config when I wired everything up, and it fired up just fine. All right, and then as you know, there's two tactile switches right here, but I had designed this little switch plate to go over them just so that the tactile switches weren't such an eyesore. Now, one thing on this chassis that either we did it on purpose a long time ago and I totally forgot, or it happened when you had it printed, because you had this printed in, I believe, like an SLS or an MDF material. I think you got this printed at Shapeways. The battery compartment. The battery compartment does not fit an 18350. I went in there to test it, and it doesn't fit at all. What it does fit perfectly, though, is a 16650. I had this laying around. I have a few of these for some tighter builds that I do, that I don't come across them very often. But it fits this battery perfectly. So spring side as before, right?
Surely we can be civilized about this.
See your crystal going. You have a little bit of animation for your main pixel connector as well, which is a stock V3. This is running a 22mm Smuggler's Outpost Nano Elite. So yeah, it fits that battery perfectly. And so I'm going to send it with the Saber. All right. When you're putting this in, same as before, let's line up the switch section right here with the switch box, because there's some plungers in there that come into play. So just carefully put that in there. If you don't have it lined up right, it's not going to go all the way in. All right, so when you push that in, come over here and put your pommel on. And now you can see your crystal through the perforations. We'll come over here and turn on.
Oh well, just another boring day saving the universe.
Now you got your crystal in there. Auxiliary is down here. Got some nice animations on your crystal when you hit auxiliary. And then you've got twist off. I believe this takes a 7/8 inch blade. So I'm just going to hold this in here real quick and fire it up for you just to show you that it works. We'll go to another sound font.
I see the Padawan needs one last lesson. Meet true sin.
So it's firing up a blade very well. Auxiliary is working good. And do a twist off, and then you have a little bit of a pre-off there. So all of your sound fonts, I notice, have pre-ons and pre-offs. That's why you kind of see them going in the pixel connector.
I claim this sword.
Right.
And my rightful place as leader of Death Watch.
All right, so we'll go ahead and take the chassis back out. No kill switch on this particular chassis because of the limited amount of space. So you just simply take the battery out of the chassis. All right, so we'll pop that out, bring it out, and the battery you can just pop out from the positive side right here. just like that. So that is your Ventress with a Proffie V3 Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks.